All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had two trades today. We had one break even on shorts, and then we ended up taking this really nice winning trade. Here are the execution. So there's the winning trade right there, and then there is the break even. So this first trade, the break even, I took this on my funded next, and I'll post the PNL after you could see. The reason I didn't want to take another trade on that was because I realized at that point I'd probably missed the most quality setup of the day. So after that, I just hopped on my Apex stack and I just looked to take a small win, secure another winning day. So that puts me at 3 out of 5 winning days, and I'm still waiting on my last Apex payout. So uh, I'll probably end up requesting another one before I get it, which is just ridiculous. But because they're so slow with payouts, anyway. I'll post that all when I request it again. So, coming into the day today, I posted on in the pre-market analysis, and I posted on IG. I said I wanted to see this 30-minute gap right here be a condition where if we respect it, we'd look for higher, and then if we disrespect it, we'd look for lower. I personally was leaning a bit more bearish. I wanted to see this low resistance liquidity get flushed potentially towards this 1 hour gap, which was resting right below London low. So, and that's what ended up happening, right? So that's what my main idea was. And then we had this 1 hour gap right here, which was protecting previous week's high. I said if we get it here and we get a true confirmation for shorts, I would probably look for shorts. Otherwise, I'd assume previous week's high would probably want to get taken out. So market opens up and we initially get this manipulation into the 1 hour gap. At this point, I was looking for potentially a Judas swing short down to this 30-minute because at this time, this 30-minute was unfilled. So we end up waiting and we get this 30-second, but I wanted to see it inverse in one candle. You could see we inverse this one, but we don't inverse this one, and then you come down. So I was really considering taking this right here. Problem is my stop would have been a little bit weird. So I would have wanted my stop probably right here above this 30-second candle. And then I personally would have been break even super quick at the 930 wick right there. And then I would have been targeting at least a 1-to-1. So I likely would have just gotten edged on this trade anyway. This likely would have been break even unless you had your stop like here. But personally, I would have gave it a bit more room just to be safe, just because of the volume that's kicking in at market open. But I didn't take this. I do think it was a good trade, a good break even anyway. If you did take it or you managed to scrape a 1-to-1, I think that is a solid trade. From there, we tap into the 30-minute gap. And like I said, this 30-minute gap was a condition. Now, why didn't I look for the longs? So if you see here, we already tapped into the we tapped into the 1 hour gap. So I'm looking at this as like a high resistance high, and we have low resistance liquidity below. So I want to see price flush lower at this point. Like, it's a different story if price manipulated down to the 30-minute off of market open. We got a nice push into that 1 hour, but this 1 hour has already been mitigated. So like, I don't feel confident personally taking the long to this, even though we do have a 930 wick there. I don't think that's a bad trade if you were using the 30-minute purely as your condition. But for me personally, I had more of a bearish bias anyway, and I didn't want to target this high that had already swept all this out. It was just a visual thing for me. But you could have definitely taken this 1 minute inversion right here, 935, and you would have gotten the 1-to-1 there. So from there, we come back into this 1 hour gap. We get a resweep of the 930 wick on NQ and ES. ES at this point had swept out some buy side as well, but we also had like a massive, not a massive SMT, but ES was lagging behind. NQ was all the way up. ES is lagging behind. We're delivering off a 1 hour bearish gap. We reswept this high right here. So I end up seeing an opportunity for shorts. And again, I'm leaning more bearish at this point because we're respecting this 1 hour gap. We have this low. We have all this low resistance down here leading into that 1 hour gap. I want to see get flushed through. So I take this entry right here on this 2 minute inversion. You can see we get a nice displacing candle through this 2 minute gap. I take it there. My stop was like right at the 2 minute body, or it was somewhere up here. Because I'm like, if price comes back up to here, we're going to get stopped anyway. So price ends up flushing down and we end up getting a bullish SMT against us. Now, did you have to go break even here? No, and I'm going to explain why I personally did. So I go break even here. I get taken out break even right here. I wanted to see price flush lower. I was looking for at least a 1-to-1. And a 1-to-1 would have been, no, did I get the 1-to-1? Yeah, I wanted to see price flush a little bit lower. I was looking for potentially this all to get run, but I went break even, like I said, at the SMT, but I also went break even when we hit about that 1-to-1 right there. So that's personally what I did. But the reason why I really went break even, and I know a lot of people probably didn't, was because at this point you have to look at it. We're respecting this 30-minute gap. We just put in a huge like rejection wick on this 30-minute gap. And keep in mind, previous week's high is still above. So at this point, I'm looking at this visual. I'm saying, okay, maybe price just wants to hold this 30-minute gap and push higher towards previous week's high. Even though I'm leaning more bearish, I'd rather mitigate my risk, go break even, and just kind of, you know what I mean, just sit this one out if I get taken out break even, because if it's going to flush here, it should flush. And if it's going to hold this 30-minute gap, there's a good chance it's just going to rip back towards previous week's high. So I went break even there. On top of that, at this point, it was 9:43, so we were approaching 9:45. I did not want to see 9:45, manipulate and do something weird and then take me out, right? So I just went break even there. I said, okay, whatever, I'll take the break even. I'm fine with that. Went break even at this SMT, the 1-to-1. I see us respecting this 30-minute, so I just go break even there. That was trade number one. I get taken out break even. From there, what happens? Price comes back up. We actually inverse this 1 hour to the upside, but I don't really care about that personally. So at this point, I was kind of looking for two scenarios. I said, if ES takes out or NQ takes out previous week's high, I'd maybe look for shorts. Otherwise, maybe we get a continuation long towards previous week's high. But what ends up happening is we sweep this high out and then we start shifting downwards. Now, do I want to start shorting right up here when previous week's high is right above? No. I want like true confirmation that we're shifting from bullish to bearish. So what's that going to be? It's going to be like a CISD or something like that. So at this point, the 5-minute gives a nice close right here. But I didn't want to just jump in there because there could have been a chance price, taps back and just goes higher. So I was looking for like a true flip from bearish to from bullish to bearish. So I see we inverse this 3-minute gap right here. And we get this CISD on the 3-minute. I see volume kicking in. And at the same time, we could see ES. Let me go to ES. I'll show you really quick. Right here. ES, strong 3-minute close, and it had low resistance liquidity, and it had the 930 wick, and it had a 30-minute unfilled gap below. So I'm thinking at this point, ES should carry lower, and NQ is going to go down lower with it. And I think both will eventually want to flush through all of this and take out London and take that 1 hour gap down there. So I take my entry here, 3-minute inversion, nice displacing candle. I run my stop like a little bit above the 3-minute, the other 3-minute candle. So like I didn't really care. I was just looking for like a 2-hour trade. So again, I get in this trade here. I go break even as soon as ES takes out the 930 wick. So on this candle right here, I go break even because I know at this point, if price is going to flush, it should flush. It shouldn't tag the 930 wick and then, continue back higher. Another thing I liked about this trade was that 10 a.m. opened and it manipulated higher. So I was expecting an open high, low close. We manipulate higher. We put in the higher time frame top wick. I'm looking to catch the distribution. I'm looking to catch the 10 a.m. body to the downside. So I'm break even at this point, and I personally just got out right above the highs. I ended up getting out, I think around 706, something like that. So ideally, I probably would have held a little bit lower down to that gap, but at this point, like I'd rather just secure my piece and get out. I don't want to see price sweep these lows and then continue against me. So I just got out there for 2R or just under 2R. So again, first trade, we're delivering out of that 1 hour gap. We get that 2-minute inversion. Again, I go break even here because I see us holding this 30 minutes, just kind of throwing me off. And again, break even on that one, not really a big deal. From there, we resweep. But since we're so close to previous week's high, I really want true confirmation that we're going to shift from bullish to bearish. We get a 5-minute close there, but I'm looking at the 3-minute. We get this 3-minute CISD and an inverse right here. I go break even when ES takes the 930 wick because I see that ES has low resistance liquidity and a 930 wick and an unfilled 30-minute. So I figure that ES is going to pull lower. So I go break even there, and then I just hold for these lows right here. So that's pretty much it, guys. Other than that, there was opportunities all over today. There was that short, there was that long, and then there was that 2-minute short, and there was this short. But yeah, I'm going to start with the post-market calls tomorrow. I just don't really have much time today. So if you guys want to join, links in the pinned comment, join the Discord. I'll be starting those probably sometime tomorrow. Alpha's 40% off. So if you guys want any alpha accounts, code LukeX, 40% off for the next 48 hours. But anyway, that's it from you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll post a post-market breakdown tonight in the Discord. I'll post a video later, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.